Alright, so at this point, it's going to seem a little disjointed. You see, while I've been recording these different things, I'm having to do them in little bursts because I don't really trust our electricity, because the down power line. Maybe I mention it in this video or the video before, I don't know. Because I'm so discombobulated about it, you know, a lot of these things are just really out of order and just bizarre and disjointed. So, I'm going to get you guys caught up to speed. So, if I am doing this correctly, you got to see me. Oh yeah, and I found a cool hat that goes with it. You saw me get my Draconic Evolution armor all set up and done, which is great. But how did I do it? Well, I mean, obviously I got like the materials and everything, but there is something that I had to do and set up that I'm going to show you now, and it involves like some of the latest stuff that we're doing. Oh, you're funny. Okay, so this is going to look a little weird because I'm also going to show you some cool stuff that I've been doing since then, but first let's tackle this. Let's go all the way down. Alright, so over here we have the mob spawner. We've had this for a while, but the problem was that I needed to get mob souls for the resurrection stone. Requires mob souls. Now, how you get mob souls is you need to have the Reaper enchant. And I had my Reaper enchant on a, I think it was a Wyvern sword. And so I stuck it in what's called a Killer Joe, which is basically like a player that just uses a tool. I think it's only for killing mobs, but not exactly sure. Now, the Wyvern sword took power, so I used a wireless charger. But the problem is that that thing did not work. It just did not work. It didn't do anything. So what I did was I got the Reaper enchant on a book, and I put it on an etheric sword with sharpness 5. And that way, this thing, the etheric swords do not degrade. So no matter how long this thing is used, it's never going to run out of durability. So as you can see, this thing just starts chopping them up like crazy, and there's a vacuum chest down there that's sucking up the stuff that they drop. So pretty good. And it also gathers up the XP, and I have it going into this tank, and then that tank is dumping it into there. So I now have unlimited amounts of XP. I'm swimming in it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so under here, do I have anything interesting? Oh, yeah, okay. So this is actually pretty fun. It was a lot of fun to make all this stuff. So here's a vacuum chest. As you can see, there's a spider mob soul. Pretty good stuff. I'm having most of the stuff filtered out and put into either the chest or into the trash can if I don't want it, etc., etc. But here's the other thing. Killer Joes require something called nutrient distillation. And it's getting some pumped in right now. And how you make it is the vat. The vat is a machine, and you have to supply it with something like biological and some sort of plant thing. So I'm using just the rotten flesh and the sugar, because I get a ton of rotten flesh from just what the Killer Joe harvests. The sugar is coming from over here, an ender chest just for sugar, which is coming from a farm up above, inside. So let's go check that out. So you see how complicated like some of this stuff gets, you know, after a while it all starts kind of like flowing together. But as you can see, I have started working on the first downstairs floor. And I'll show you what all this stuff is. We got this really cool carpet block from Chisel, as we already had our stuffed eggplant. But over here we got our sugarcane farm, and this sugarcane is full. You know, I have all the sugarcane I'm ever gonna need, but it evenly distributes between two cyclic assemblers. One makes sugar, one makes paper. And every now and then, if I need more paper in my ME system, I just come over, I pull it out, and I stick it in. I will eventually get around to running cabling so that the ME system can just interface with this barrel. But that's also something that I'm going to be doing with these barrels over here too. So what's interesting is we do not need, we're never really going to need ender pearls again. Not really. This thing's filling up. This right here I'm keeping, the ender generator. as the last priority for pearls. And eventually this is going to fill up and it'll be completely full of ender pearls. 7,168. And I won't ever have to worry about ender pearls again. And again, I'll interface these with the ME system. But this is emergency power. I can just stick a tesseract down and turn it on, and I can get emergency power. I should probably stick a tesseract on that now, but I'll do that later. Over here, I got us a sheep. Why? We were running out of wool. And the wool that we had was light gray, so it just wasn't working with clicking into the crafting recipes. So slowly but surely, we're gonna shear this dude up, and we're gonna have a ton of wool, which is good, because we'll need it for whatever. Cleared this space out. Still not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. This whole bottom floor, or not bottom, this whole lower floor is gonna be animals and plants. So over here, this is another ridiculous one that I'm doing. We have a harvester that is harvesting melons. And just, you know, the tiniest little farm, not a big deal. Slowly but surely harvesting it. The melons are going into the cyclic assembler, turning it into seeds. Seeds are going into a squeezer, and the squeezer is making seed oil. Seed oil goes into this tank, which in turn goes over into this tank. And it's a very slow process to get seed oil. Very, very, very slow. Which also could come out to this tank, which, if we go back up to the top, gets dumped into here and put into this carpenter. And as you can see, I finished setting this up maybe 15 minutes ago. It's taken 15 minutes to get about 5 buckets worth of seed oil. So it's going to take a long time for anything to really be produced out of it. I could make it faster, but honestly, I'm not really going to be using that much seed oil. It's just, if I want to use it, if I need it for something, I just want it there. I want it done. So I don't have to think about it, and everything's good, and I can just... yeah, so that's like the basic function of how I've been doing that stuff. Trying to figure out, like, the design that I want to work. Unfortunately, that has to stay dirt because I have bees up there. But that's okay. A little bit of exposed wiring and complicated stuff. It's not that big of a deal. I kind of like it, actually. Just for the aesthetic purposes. Let's see. Next level down. I'm going to have, you know, if we need a second turbine, I'm going to leave room for that here. But down here is going to be all, like, processing things. Ooh, thunder. Processing things and, like, well, I'll show you when we get around to it. I wonder if somebody's doing a ritual. I probably shouldn't sleep through the night, just in case. But I'll show you some of the stuff that I'm going to do with the ME system. And then up here, and I'm going to have to do it here pretty soon, is going to be the server room, where we move all of our drives up here, and maybe the main controller. I'm starting the process of building up some of the materials that I'm going to need to expand the system quite a bit, so we'll see how that goes. What else? Slowly but surely, I'm eventually going to make the glowstone bees. I just haven't gotten a chance to do it yet. I think that's really about it at the moment. Oh yeah, one more thing. The other way that I have been getting... Oh god, somebody left a bunch of crap in here. I don't want all that crap. But I'll stay in here and hopefully it will despawn all this crap. Anyway, I built a powered spawner from Ender.io. And I stuck a skeleton spawner into it. It's fully upgraded with a knock data capacitor. And this is how I've been getting my wither skeleton skulls. I have... I guess I'm gonna have to clean all this crap up. God damn it. Ugh. Alright, come hover with me. Hover with me, guys. Yep. Alright. Turn that off. And then I'm going to have to just start throwing this stuff away down the hole. That's okay. I had a bunch of crap in my inventory anyway that I didn't want. I really don't need any more necrotic bones. What about the gluttony shard? That's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, here, I want to show you how fast I get, wither skeleton skulls from this thing. It is absolutely nuts. So I make sure that I have my Highlander with beheading 4 on it. This cleaver is so slow, but my god, when you see it in action... Oh yeah, let's turn this back on. Hey guys. See, right there. Just got 4 skulls. 4 already. 6 skulls. That's enough for 2 nether stars already. Ridiculous. So that's basically how it's been. 10? It's got 10. Oh my god. But anyway, that's how ridiculously fast I've been getting them. And that's one of the ways that I have managed to get so ahead in the Draconic Evolution stuff is I can get my nether stars really quickly. And I just have the whole back end support, the mob souls. I have a persistent amount of mob souls that I can get. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, and I'm pretty happy about it. So far, everything in this system is working out really well. I'm going to continue to try and make the base look pretty, and try and figure out more plants and stuff that I should preemptively be growing. And if I have anything else really interesting, I'll bring you guys back. And we're back. So, as you can see, this seed oil is actually filling up. I mean, slowly. That's 10 buckets. That's 32 buckets. And then it's slowly starting to fill up the under tank. And then it'll start filling up the big tank down there. So, I said I'd bring it back if I was doing any other base improvements that I thought I should show you. And there are quite a few. That's going to be a little noisy. I'm making more iron plates for the liquid tanks and stuff like that. It's a little closer. The only way to really do that is with a rolling machine, and it takes MJ or whatever. I don't know. I have trouble getting it to work with other power systems, so I just use that hobbyist thing. Anyway, so out here... Oh yeah, by the way, these are really cool trees. They're called Kapok? I don't really know. Anyway, I've been doing some tree breeding. I'll show you what I'm going to do later. I'm just prep work, but I just think they're so cool. I had to plant some out here just to take a look at them. Yes, you're a cat. I'm aware you're a cat. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so as you can see, something is missing. I don't need the tree farm anymore for power. I definitely don't need all this hemp. I did that for a project at the town, but whatever. I'll tear that out later. But what I did need is spruce wood. This cat is not going to let me record unless I let him out. Oh my god. Dude, just go. Just leave it alone. Oh my god. Anyway. So I took that out. It's just running off of regular base power right now. And I need it because I need spruce logs. These things. And I have it set up so it's more of a priority to dump into the ender chest than it is to dump it here. And I'll show you why. So, these winsome bees over here, they produce more than just shiny and ender pearls. Let's take a look at them. Whoa! Whoa. You okay? You done spurging out, game? Jesus. Okay. Jesus Christ. I keep hitting that stupid F11 button. Dude, nothing is going right for me today, I swear. It's also a new keyboard. I've never had a mechanical keyboard before. So, I really like it, but I'm not used to it. So it produces these other 2 combs, Endearing Comb and Furtive Comb. Endearing Comb produces Magic Wax, which we don't need, and Endearing Drop. And then the other one... This produces Beeswax, Honeydew, and Propolis. Now, I could do a ton of different stuff with all of these, and so that's what I did. I'm not done yet. That's why I'm bringing you in so you can see how I'm finishing this up. So over here, these are now the low priorities. They will take whatever overflow doesn't get used. And so we have a power line and an item conduit running down. And this is what I made. Okay, so the endearing combs come into here, they get centrifuged out, the magic wax gets thrown away, and those endearing drops you can put into a magma crucible and they make resonant ender. That is really, really handy. So we're keeping it. Oh, we are keeping it. Ah! Thank God for creative flight. And we have tanks set up down in the basement to collect some of the liquids that we are getting out of this. Now let's make sure this thing is set to extract. Always extract. Insert. It's not really that necessary, but I want to do it anyway. So the next one, the big one. The furtive combs, these things, make beeswax, honeydew, and propolis. So the first one, I think this is... Yeah, this is the propolis. Propolis comes down into here, goes into another centrifuge. The centrifuge turns it into something called sticky resin, and sticky resin can be cooked for rubber, which is great, because, well, we always are going to need rubber. Always. It's just one of those things. So, whoa. Let's put the rubber in there. Insert. And I think always active. Okay, great. All right, that's working. Now, the honey is... Where are you? The honey comes down and gets put into the squeezer, the honeydew, and gets turned into liquid honey. So for that, we want to collect that up too, just so we have, you know, everything covered. There are things that you can do with honey and only can do with honey. So rather than need it, not have it, we're going to have it whether we need it or not. So set this to insert. Yes. And set this one to extract. And we start dumping the honey into there. Great. All right. So the big one, and this is the part that's a pain in the ass. So beeswax gets pulled from those furtive combs. It comes all the way down here and it goes into this carpenter. All right. To make wood polish. I want wood polish. I need wood polish. But in order to make wood polish, first you need... Over here is where the spruce logs come in. Spruce logs get stuck into the squeezer. The squeezer makes resin. The resin goes into a still, which makes turpentine. Turpentine gets pumped into here. You combine beeswax, turpentine, you get wood polish. It's the whole damn point. Now, what's wood polish for? Oh, my God. Okay. So, wood polish is used in something called the woodworker and the panel maker. And it can make some incredible decorative blocks. And I mean incredible. And I don't know when I'm going to get around to doing it, but I really do want to screw around with it. I've used it before in other mod packs, but never as much as I really wanted to because making it was just such a pain in the ass. Well, now it won't be. Now I will have all the wood polish that I need. And this is a completely automated system, all set up, and I don't have to worry about a thing. Now, the only wasteful thing is that we're throwing away magic wax, but I can't find a good use for it. And then we're also throwing away, when you squeeze this, you get wood pulp. There are things that I could do with wood pulp. I could burn it for fuel. I could do any number of different things. I don't care. I just don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. It's getting tossed into there. And that's what that item conduit running in the back goes to. So, yeah. That incredibly convoluted fucking thing for free Enderium, which is great. Free honey, helpful. Free rubber, which is very useful. And wood polish. But mostly I did it for the wood polish. And because I wanted to see how this would turn out. And it's not the most complicated thing I've ever made in my life, but I think it's pretty hilarious. Still working on the base, you know, just slowly getting there. I think I showed... I can't remember what I've done. I'm pretty sure I've shown that crap already. But yeah, as you can see over here, we've got a tank for honey. Looks like our seed oil. Yes, buddy. Our seed oil is starting to fill up. And over here, we have 5 buckets of resonant ender, just for free. Just by letting the system run. I love it. I think it's great. What's this? This is creosote. I don't really need creosote. I mean, sometimes you need it. That's why I have the tank, but... and I think that's pretty good for right now. That was really the big thing that I was working on. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else convoluted. Can I turn this off? Yeah, I can turn that off. That's done. And a bunch more of those in case I need to make more tanks, which I probably will at some point, because I always need to make more something. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do next, and I will be right back. Or not. Maybe I'll be at a different episode. I don't know, I can't tell.